want to talk about attitude and activity. And we've covered activity a lot over the last 2 months, 3 months. We've talked about getting yourself to do this, getting yourself to do that, the disciplines, all that, okay? We'll cover that some more, okay? But when you talk about attitude, you can know everything there is to know, but if you don't have a great attitude, nobody's going to follow you, okay? Neutral is not a great attitude. A great attitude is a great attitude. I just want to encourage everybody, a great attitude is not something that you arrive at. It's a constant. A great attitude is not a destination, it's a daily decision, okay? You've got to daily wake up and put yourself in a mode where you have a great attitude. There's lots of ways to do this, and I'm not going to suggest I've got all the answers. Every time I see somebody, or every time I do a presentation, I've done 1 million KTs, they got the best of me, okay? They got me fired up. There was no business as usual. There was no been there, done that, okay? And that's what I'm talking about when I talk about this attitude that you need to have if you're going to build a great business, okay? You can have a great attitude even when you're having problems. It really comes down to 3 things: enjoyment, satisfaction, and purpose. If you've got those things, you're well on your way to having a great attitude, okay? If you look at enjoyment, well, enjoyment is not the same as pleasure. Pleasure is the feel good, okay? Enjoyment adds a couple other components to it. It adds communion with people, hanging out with people. And then it also adds a consciousness, for example, you can sit down to a Thanksgiving dinner and certainly eating the food would cause pleasure. But what's enjoyment is eating a Thanksgiving dinner with people that you love and you're cognitively interacting with them. Okay, now you're getting to enjoyment. Enjoyment requires an investment of time and effort. It means foregoing an easy, effortless thrill, okay, and focusing on the things that make you have a great attitude, the things that give you joy, the things that give you peace, okay? The second thing here is having satisfaction, okay? It's that thrill of accomplishing something that you worked hard for. Not the easy thing, but it's got to be something that meets your life purpose. It can't be just, hey, I dug a ditch. But if you do something that meets your life purpose, that's hard, okay, that you accomplish, the satisfaction you get from that drastically increases your attitude, okay? Drastically increases your pep in your step, drastically increases your happiness, okay? Don't look for the shortcuts. I think this is what we got to be careful of when we cut corners in life, when we cut corners in the things that we do, then we don't look back at it with satisfaction. Number 3 ingredient, you've got to have a purpose. We can make do without enjoyment for a while, and even without a lot of satisfaction for a while. But without purpose, however we go about it, okay, we'll be utterly lost. We can't deal with life's inevitable challenges if we don't have purpose. It's just part of the game. It's how we're wired. But if you got a purpose, if you got a mission, if you got a calling, if you know there are people dependent on that, you're changing people's lives, if you matter, if what you do matters, okay, and then you combine that with satisfaction, your attitude's going to go up, okay? I think your attitude's going to go up pretty significantly. You've got to sacrifice to have a great attitude. Enjoyment takes work and foregoing pleasure. Satisfaction requires sacrifice, okay? Purpose almost always entails suffering. Getting a great attitude requires you to accept that there'll be times in your life and times in the moments that maybe you just won't be walking around giddy, okay? That's just part of the equation, okay? When you have that, go in your corner, have a talk with yourself, have your pity party, and then come out ready to charge. Getting a great attitude requires that we accept some unhappiness every once in a while, okay? It isn't an obstacle to our attitude. It's part of the day-to-day life. If you believe you have to eliminate all negatives to have a great attitude, then you're never going to have a great attitude. There's no such thing. Life was not created for you to have no negatives, okay? Life was created for you to determine your response when there's negative. Now you go become that person and I promise you'll be like a people magnet.